Hi, everybody. Welcome to the June 10th Board of Ed meeting. Please stand while Mr. Pileski leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call. Mrs. Kelly and Mrs. Aragona are not present this evening. I would like to take this time to thank the community for passing the budget by 73%. And to give a congratulations to Tara Aragona, who was reelected to the board. And we want to welcome our new board member, Matthew Hollenstein. So as we welcome a new member, we are going to say farewell to Mr. Pileski. And at this time, I want to recognize Pat for his many years of dedicated service to the Board of Education. He's been a consistent and steady presence, always focused on what is best for the district. Through his work on the Facilities Committee, he has continually advocated for improvements that strengthen our schools and enhance the learning environment for students. He has always been a fierce and unwavering advocate for students throughout his tenure on the board, always keeping their needs at the center of every decision. Beyond the boardroom, Pat's passion for coaching has been an important part of who he is. So as he steps away from board service, we know he will now have more time continuing to make a positive impact on the young people of Lynbrook through coaching, something that reflects his leadership, patience, and team-first mindset. So Pat has truly been a team player in every sense of the word, and on behalf of the entire board, we would like to thank him for his service, his commitment, and his friendship, and we wish him all the best in this next chapter and look forward to seeing his continued difference that he will make in our community. Thank you, Pat.
Yeah, Pat, I just want to say, it's really been quite a pleasure working with you. You have probably the most practical, common sense approach to the way the school board should function of anyone I've ever met. I came on, I think, 2 years after you maybe, and I really learned a lot from getting to work with you and really learned about when to speak, when not to speak, when to have an opinion, when not to have an opinion. So, I just want to thank you for everything.
Okay, at this time,
I would just like to thank everyone, and especially the board. Thank you for the present. I appreciate it. And the community, thank you for all the support over my 2 terms. I do appreciate it. I look forward to sticking around and coaching some of your kids over the next few years like I have the last 3. To the upper admin, you guys are sensational. It's really, it's kind of easy taking credit as a school board member for good things that happen when you have admin that do the job that you guys do. It goes a long way. It makes life very easy. And obviously, the most important person in the district, Teresa Moran, thank you for everything. I appreciate it. You guys as a community should be very comfortable with the school board, that I'm leaving, because they're not going to miss me at all. It's a sensational group. Matt Hollenstein's going to be a great board member, and they all have the best interests of the community, at heart. So enjoy. Thank you for everything.
So Mr. Pileski just lied for the first time in his life. We are going to miss him because, as Mr. Luna was saying, he has always made sure that this board and administration kept its eyes on the prize, and the prize are all the little kids out there in the audience, and that's what he does this for. So we are going to miss him, but we do appreciate the fact that we have an invested community, and we do know that Matt will do a great job too, but don't say we're not going to miss you, because we will.
so over Memorial Day weekend, The district did what I think is an amazing project, the America 250 project. If you have not experienced this yet, you should. I just want to read a little letter that I wrote after my family and I experienced the America 250 Freedom Trail, and I just wrote, I would like to extend my sincere thanks and congratulations to everyone involved in creating the Lynbrook Freedom Trail. What began as an idea a short time ago has come to fruition as an extraordinary learning experience that highlights both the history of our nation and the rich history of our own community. The interdisciplinary collaboration among the many departments throughout the school district, along with the support of this administration, Village of Lynbrook, and Lynbrook Police Department, made this project truly special. The interactive nature of the Freedom Trail provides students and community members with a meaningful and engaging way to connect with history. My family and I enjoyed experiencing the trail together and seeing firsthand the thought, creativity, and hard work that went into every part of this project. It made us even more appreciative of the incredible collaboration behind it. The celebration to kick off the Freedom Trail this morning at North Middle School was also wonderful to see, from the music playing to the inspiring speakers, including the high school principal and the students who helped plan the project. It truly showcased the pride and dedication behind this initiative. It was especially nice to see so many teachers, administrators, and community members come out on the Saturday morning of Memorial Day weekend, even when it looked like it was going to rain and started to while we were there. All those involved should be commended for their vision, dedication, and commitment to educational excellence and community partnership. The Lynbrook Freedom Trail is something our entire community can be proud of. And like I said earlier, if you haven't seen it, it starts at North. You take your phone and scan the QR codes, and it gives you a rich history of our country. And some of the areas, there's QR codes for Lynbrook, and you can see where you are standing and what used to be in that exact spot. So it was really a great experience. I even took my college-age daughter, and she's like, wow, this is really better than I thought it would be. So it's fun for the whole family and a nice walk through town. Okay, I would at this time like to have a motion to accept the minutes of the May 6th meeting. Mr. Lunar, second Mr. Cullen, all in favor? Okay. And can I have a motion to accept the minutes of the May 19th budget results meeting? Mr. Pulaski, second Mr. Murray, all in favor? Thank you. I'm going to turn it over to you, Dr. Lynch.
Thank you, Mrs. Danino. So in connection to what Mrs. Danino was just talking about, we're just sharing with the tenure candidates, their families, what a special place Lynbrook is, and we get to show some of that tonight. So I'm going to ask Mr. Sarosi to come to the microphone, because not only did we have the Freedom Trail, but we expanded the Freedom Trail to have an educational activity for the elementary schools, the middle schools, and the high school too. So do you want to take a little bit about what it was about, and then you got some winners to acknowledge, correct?
Absolutely, and thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. Ms. Nino just did a great job explaining what the project was about, and it really has been just an incredible experience. So, a great way to kick off Memorial Day weekend and America's 250th upcoming anniversary. So, part of the project was that we wanted to encourage students grades K to 12 to get involved. So we sent out some information on how to do so. And we had a number of participants fill out a Microsoft Forms survey. So basically what the kindergarten to fifth grade students had to do was to select one event that they were really interested in learning about, and for the grade 6 to 12 students, we asked for a little bit more. We asked for them to select up to 3 events that they thought were really pivotal in American history. And tonight I have the privilege to announce the raffle winners from each each building, who are going to go home with a 16 Handles gift card and one of our really, really cool red, white, and blue Lynbrook Owl t-shirts. So without further ado, I'll start with our youngest owl to participate in the Freedom Trail, and that goes to Tristan Ramlakan from obviously the KC Center. Ramlochan. I will learn that by graduation, I promise. Okay. And when I call your name, please come up. From Marion Street, grade 5, Zain Ghafour. Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to actually discuss what the students spoke about. So Tristan was, like I said, our youngest owl to go out and participate and scan some of those QR codes. Zane decided to write about the end of the Vietnam War, which I thought was a really interesting one to pick. From West End, grade 5, Anthony Walk. Another interesting pick. Anthony chose the Articles of Confederation leading up to our Constitution. So very interesting to read his remarks. From Waverly Park, grade 3, Jordana Pfeffer. Jordana did a great job. She actually combined a few of the QR codes and spoke about multiculturalism and just how important it is in American culture. From South Middle School, grade 8, Claire Mulcahy. No? All right, I don't know if Claire could make it tonight, but remember we asked the older kids to write about a few events. Claire chose the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, and the Civil Rights Movement. Moving over to North Middle, Suvali Sharma, also grade 8. Suvali chose the Declaration of Independence, which is the first QR code, and then went to the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote, and Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech. And it was great to read Suvali's writing as well. Unfortunately, the high school student was unable to make it, but I would still like to acknowledge Camilla Montano, grade 11. Who also did what Jordana did and combined a couple and wrote about all the QR codes associated with women's rights. So thank you so much for participating. I've got some T-shirts for you. If the sizes don't fit, let me know. I have a couple extras, and congratulations.
Thank you. We're all proud of our youngest learners and some of our older learners, and for Mr. Sorosi and everyone involved in the Freedom Walk. We have more student honorees tonight. We are proud to recognize 3 students who received honors from the Long Island Association of Special Education Administrators. Liam Jerry was selected as a Student of the Year, an honor that recognizes outstanding achievement, growth, and perseverance. Emily Grisales received the Pathways to Independence Award, celebrating her progress, determination, and commitment to achieving greater independence. Christopher Adana was named the recipient of the Andrew J. Luft Memorial Award, a scholarship recognizing an outstanding student in culinary arts who has demonstrated exceptional ability and plans to continue in the field. Congratulations to Liam, Emily, and Christopher on these well-deserved accomplishments. All right, more student honorees. 3 Lynbrook students earned national recognition from the National Council of Teachers of English for their writing. Sienna Manhart earned first class, the highest designation for The Quarantine, a dystopian story about courage, freedom, and risking everything to rescue her grandmother from an unjust law. What stands out is the suspenseful escape plot and her creative use of a banned book to spark a rebellion. Giselle Lewis earned excellence for Good Trouble in Scrubs, a powerful journalistic piece inspired by her mother's experience in the New York City nurses' strike. Her work is especially meaningful because she connects the national issue of labor, healthcare, and patient safety to her own family story. Sylvia Sullivan earned Superior for her Lost in the Stacks. And I'm going to mention this is your second time winning the NCTE award. This story, Lost in the Stacks, is a richly imagined story about a young princess who discovers freedom and possibility through books. Her piece is memorable for its vivid world building, especially the hidden library and the raven-like companion who help guides the character's discovery. Congratulations also to their teachers, Ms. Migalachi and Mrs. Mitchell, and to our students on continuing Lynbrook's remarkable success. So I do read all of these stories, so I always have to tell you folks, I'm a former English teacher, and one of my favorite things to read is creative writing. And Terry can tell you when I read them, I always come out and I'm like these are kids writing this stuff? Like I'm like a literature geek, so like I read American short story. I have a subscription to Plowshares. I'm like that guy who like eats popcorn in the back room, and like that's how I spend my Saturdays. So when I'm telling you do good work, you do good work. Oh, and there's Quarantine, there's Good Trouble, and there's Lost in the Stacks. All right, tonight we are also proud to recognize 3 Marion Street students who were nominated by the staff for outstanding dedication to making their school a respectful and inclusive learning environment. Chloe Macklin was selected as the 25-26 Cynthia Marks Student Legacy Award winner for her grade level. Chloe is known for her empathy, her quiet leadership, and her commitment to making sure that every student feels seen, valued, and included. Liam Singleton and Mia Antonucci were also nominated for this meaningful recognition. Liam has been an active leader in No Place for Hate, Owl Buddies, Student Council, and inclusion-focused activities, while Mia is known for welcoming new students, supporting her peers, and leading with kindness and compassion. Congratulations to Chloe, Liam, and Mia for helping make Marion Street the place it is. Okay, and last minute addition, not on the script, so I'm going to have to add this, and I'm going to start to embarrass, for the first time tonight, our student board member who will be leaving us tonight. Jackson Bowler, who happens to be our student board member, but more importantly for this, is one of the editors-in-chief of our award-winning Horizon. And he, along with Sophia Woods and Delia, did a student newspaper. And I think we would like you to talk a little bit about it.
So this idea was approached to us from the PTA. Ms. Cornicello was the lead on this. She was phenomenal to work with, and all us three created a newspaper that publishes the work of our elementary school students. So in the paper, it's all their articles. I think it's like 27 or 28 articles that were written. They all have art. And it's laid out like a formal newspaper. So it was great to work with the younger kids, and we had a great time working with Ms. Cornicello, and she was such a great person to work with.
Great. Then I think I see Mrs. Cornicello in the back with something that someone wants to give us. So this is even better. Extra, extra. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Oh, and by the way, Horizon won more awards. They're always winning these awards. So, yeah, they won first place again for Best High School News Website. They won third place for Best High School Newspaper, and second place to Lily Sloan for High School Reporter of the Year. So for those of you who are not used to, this is a joke around here, they win all the time. This is the elementary paper. Think of that. This is what they produce for the elementary paper. They're also incredible. I tell you, when I get interviewed by them, I get really nervous because they're like real journalists, and it's like, oh my God, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And do you have anybody with you tonight, or just so maybe they can come up and take them out? Yeah, let's get Oh, that's why. That's why we have Terry. Exactly. Reporters to come up with us? Back to you, Mrs. Danino.
Okay. Congratulations. I can't wait to read this. It looks excellent. At this time, if there are any students that would like to address the board, please come up to the microphone and state your name. Okay. Seeing no one at the microphone, at this time, if any of the students that were recognized want to go home, you can do that. I'm sure you have tons of homework.
They want to go see the Knicks. Let's we
I
can.
know. We all do.
I think the whole crowd wants to get home for the Knicks game.
Okay, I'm going to turn it over to you, Dr. Lynch, now for Long Island Science.
So we also have another great honoree tonight, a member of our staff. So the Long Island Science Congress Incorporated has named Mr. Vasalico, has been recognized for outstanding dedication to science education and exceptional support of student achievement in STEM research. Through his leadership, mentorship, and commitment to fostering scientific curiosity, Chuck has been a meaningful impact on students and the broader school community. So before we call Chuck up for his picture, I had a really interesting science week, and I don't think you don't need to be as shy as you are. So Mr. Vasalico works behind the scenes to make an extraordinary science research program. I'm going to tell you some cool things I saw in the last couple of weeks. So he called me over. He's like, if you're doing nothing today, come on over to the science research lab. I'm like, okay. There were kids extracting DNA from tarantulas in our lab, and seals and some other cool stuff. And these are these are our science research kids who then last week we saw present these projects. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't understand a word these kids were saying because they are just so intelligent, and it's just really Chuck and his department lead these kids to really, really great heights. And what was so wonderful, I know you and Katie probably both heard it, is like the applause that they get from the kids when their names are announced, I think is all the praise that you need, because that's what it's all about. So and then the other thing he did is he actually put me in a car and we went out to the Cold Spring Harbor DNA Learning Center, and I'm proud to announce tonight that starting next year we will be an official partner of the Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory. So we will be an official partner with that. And that means that Cold Spring Harbor will not only be taking part in our high school, but also in our middle schools. And I think we're even going to try to push it even lower down to see these ones into the elementary schools. So I think a partnership with one of the preeminent DNA sites, heck, they discovered the DNA, and we're going to be partners with them. So Mr. Vasalico, on behalf of this board, we cannot thank you enough for the work that you've done for this program.
If I could just add to that. So Mr. Vasalico and his partner, Ms. McCauley, have really ensured that this district has invested in that program and in that laboratory to the point where my son's graduating and he wants to go into engineering. And he was rejecting numerous colleges because Lynbrook's lab is so much better than these at a lot of colleges. So that's the level of program that Chuck and the team have made here, where they are actually doing beyond college level work and in facilities that this district and community has supported making that are absolutely at a R1 collegiate level. So thank you to everybody for that.
At this time, we would like to welcome some new staff. So from Marion Street, please stand when you hear your name. Diana Corcoran, a teacher at Marion Street, if you're here. And Alyssa Smith, band teacher at Marion Street. At West End, Rosina Facillo, a teacher. Megan O'Rourke Shuda, a social worker. And at North, Cadence He, earth science teacher. Congratulations and welcome to the OWL family. So we have many staff members this evening receiving tenure. We had a reception before this to honor them before the meeting, and now we want to publicly congratulate them, and we will make it official. So please stand when I call your name. Joel Press. Errol Dussman. Michael King. Veronica Underhill. Risa Applebaum Goldman, Michelle Chang, Alexandra Kaplan, Alana Loftus, Marissa Palmieri, Michelle Regan, Janine Andrews, Marianne Healy, Jody Abrams, Taylor Heedles, Jennifer Ligori, May Kobayashi, Shay Rackman, and Lauren Behan. Congratulations. At this time, we will now vote to adopt the tenure resolutions of these teachers. May I have a motion to put tenure resolutions 2606C1 through C18 on a consent agenda? Mr. Lunar, second. Mr. Murray, all in favor? May I have a motion to accept the consent agenda for tenure? Mr. Pileski, second. Mr. Cullen, all in favor? Congratulations to all of you. And you can go now and watch the Knick game.
Photo. You have to
Come
come
up
up
for
for
a
your class
photo.
photo. All tenure people, come on up.
Come up for a photo, and then after, you can go watch the game.
And I just want to make one more announcement. If we could all wave at the camera, the reason Shay Rockman is not here is because she gave birth last week. So I think we can congratulate her.
we're going to continue the meeting, so if you don't mind, just if you're going, go out into the front hall. At this time, we're going to move on to reports from trustees. So in Mrs. Aragona's absence, we're going to ask Mr. Cullen to give the report.
Thank you. The PTA report is save the date for the Fly with the Owls Fun Run and 5K. It's on Sunday, October 25th. The fun run starts at 8 a.m., followed by the 5K. All are welcome to participate.
Thank you. Jackson, we're moving on to you for your last report.
Thank you. So at West End, the fifth graders have completed biography research projects and will be hosting a living wax museum for the school and community. The Living Wax Museum is open this Friday. Over the past month, students throughout Lynbrook have been putting on their spring concerts. The concerts feature performances from each school's chorus, band, and orchestra groups. Great job to all those performers who participated in the concerts. On May 23rd, North Middle School hosted the kickoff event for Lynbrook's America 250 Freedom Trail. The event kicked off with performances by the LHS band, and the project was then introduced to the community. Thank you to everyone who made this project possible. On June 2nd, the LHS Science Department hosted the 26th Annual Science Research Symposium. One of the highlights of the symposium was when all the seniors presented their projects. Congratulations to everyone. On June 14th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., LHS's Keyhole will be hosting a car wash for the Mingo family. The event is rain or shine. Please come down to support. Next week begins testing week for all high school and middle school students, and I want to wish everyone good luck on their exams. Finally, this is the last report I will give as the ex officio Student Board of Education member. I want to thank Dr. Lynch, Central Administration, and the entire Board of Education and High School Administration for their work in helping me develop this position. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve alongside such incredible people. Thank you to all the lessons you've taught me about what it means to be a good leader. I look forward to using them in the future. While my term may be ending, the voice of our students will continue to have a seat at this table. Over the past couple of months, students from the sophomore class were given the opportunity to apply for this position. The first round asked students to answer a series of questions, and the AP Government classes anonymously selected several students to go on to the next round. The next step was for those chosen students to interview with high school administration, teachers, and students. That committee then selected 3 students to move on to the final round, which was an interview with the Board of Education. The board voted, and I'm so happy to announce that next year's ex officio Student Board of Education member is James Pisano. Congratulations.
Congratulations, James. Before we move on, though, first, I would like to take a moment to recognize and thank Jackson on behalf of the board, our first ever student board member. You have shown outstanding service to the Lynbrook School District. You leave some really big shoes to fill. Throughout your time with us, you consistently provided thoughtful, thorough, and comprehensive reports. You kept the board connected to the student experience. You worked hard to engage with students across the entire district. You conducted surveys to gather their perspectives, and served as an exceptional liaison between the Board of Education and our student body. Your dedication, professionalism, and genuine commitment to ensuring that all student voices were heard have made a lasting impact on the Lynbrook School District. We're grateful for your service and proud of all you accomplished in this past year. So on behalf of the Board of Education, we thank you for your leadership and contributions. We wish you nothing but success and happiness, and we look forward to seeing all of the amazing things that you're going to accomplish in the years ahead. Congratulations.
And while Mr. Nino hit most of the most important parts, and Jackson, we really can't thank you enough. I just wanted to let you in on a little, I guess, secret, because you were not in the room with us when we interviewed the candidates, but I would say at least half our questions started with, well, in this role, Jackson did blah, blah, blah. So how do you intend to continue? Because you really have set the bar so high. We're just really grateful for you because you helped us see what this position could be and actually, gave us ideas for how to make it even bigger for the next person. So we appreciate the legacy that you've begun. I also know you personally. I know you're getting real close to being an Eagle Scout, so we're proud of you for that. But just because you're no longer going to be on the dais doesn't mean that you can't keep holding us accountable. So feel free to be in that audience as often as you're able to and come up to the podium because that's still your job and we still work for you as a student here. So thanks so much.
First of all, I also want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Bowler. It's a lot of investment on the part of the parents, and they could not have been more supportive. I mean, this is a real Board of Education, and real things happen in this room, and real emotions are expressed, and we would work with people to make sure that, the student board member is also still a student and a child, but understanding adult complexity is what this is about. So I thank you for your support in helping us wade through some difficult moments. And I'd also like to say that Terry and I made a decision today. So in the boardroom, there is a list of every board trustee back to 1892, and we will be starting a new plaque in that boardroom for the student ex officio, and your name will be leading the list on top of that. And then just to embarrass him a little bit more, I don't know whether this was confidential, Mr. Sarosi, but I'm going to out you. Mr. Sarosi and I had an exit survey with Jackson yesterday to find out how we could do things better. And we asked him advice for you, James. We're like, what can James do? And the maturity on this kid, he says, James needs to do it James's way. He shouldn't do it any way that I did it. He should do it the way that he sees doing it. And I'm like, yeah, that's a level of maturity. And I think we all agree with that. You're Jackson, you're James, and you're going to bring a whole new dimension to it, and we look forward to that. And Cassie, I'm sorry, you now have a part-time job. You can talk to them, and you get a little chauffeuring or whatever is going on. So I think we all at this table, sometimes this is probably the best law that New York State ever passed in the history of New York State, because it's just added a dimension that. So yes, and I thank you, Jackson, because that's you've been a great partner, great thought. And I told him now he becomes a member emeritus, so he gets to go into the, just like president, presidents call former presidents. We'll be calling you. Maybe we need some thoughts, so we're going to be doing that. So that's great. All right, now we get to the business part. So tonight, the board will be passing, it's the first reading of the new Code of Conduct. So the Code of Conduct Committee met earlier this month, and the major changes that are going to be adopted tonight by the board is we are going to be banning all motorized mobility devices from campus, which means that children will not be allowed to bring e-scooters, e-bikes, any of that stuff. It's just too dangerous, and also people under 16 years old should not be even riding them, so they're just going to be banned. Not that we've had a big problem with them, but we're just on the record. To the community, just so you know, there's going to be a companion to this in the Facilities Committee, which is going to ban them from all our properties. So that's going to be the law of the district. And then the other interesting conversation at a high level that we had is we have incorporated artificial intelligence into the Code of Conduct. So we always had something that said you couldn't use artificial intelligence unauthorized. We've now expanded that to really make it part of the cyberbullying piece, so that using artificial intelligence with the intent of cyberbullying is now been considered across the Code of Conduct. In addition, the unauthorized distribution of artificially intelligent created images, voice fakes, fake videos has also been banned by this code of conduct. So that, I think, are two really great things that came up from that committee. And then just for full disclosure, I know Terry wants me to say this, we also did a major reformatting. It is a 20-year-old document, and I think sometimes when we got in the committee, I'm looking at Mr. Kirschberg, we were like, how did that get there? Like, some of the formatting was off, weird words were appearing, so we, and thank Mrs. Moran and Dr. Balekas, we stripped it of its codes and we redid it so that it could read a little bit better and it just cleaner. So this is considered a major revision of the code for that reason. So that board will be tonight's first reading, and the official adoption will be at reorganization.
Thank you. I think that AI piece is just so important. As it changes quicker than we can even keep up with it, but it's so important for us to stay on top of that and make sure that everybody is safe. Does anybody have any comments? Okay. May I have a motion to waive the first reading of the Code of Conduct? Mr. Lunar, second. Mr. Murray, all in favor? Thank you. Okay, we will now close the regular meeting and convene a public hearing over on the district-wide safety plan. I'm going to turn it over to you, Mr. Press.
Thank you, Ms. Danino. Okay, all right, so here to talk about the district-wide school safety plan. This is a plan, I had planned to read through the entire thing. It's only 73 pages, but I understand there's a Knicks game on tonight, so we'll waive the reading of the 73 pages.
That's
No,
why you got
not true.
tenure.
We generally don't read that. But the plan is 73 pages, and it contains a lot of the health and safety requirements that we are required to comply with throughout the district. It works in conjunction with building level safety plans that we don't discuss in public. Those are actually confidential, and those are prepared at the building level. The district-wide safety plan is a plan that we share with our health and safety committee. We've reviewed that. We reviewed that in May. Part of the requirement of the review of this plan and then the adoption by the board is that we have this annual public hearing. So that's what we're doing today. What follows this presentation is a 30-day comment period. Our comment period is a little bit longer because our next, well, actually maybe not, because our next meeting, if we do move it, would be outside of the 30-day window, so we'll have to talk about that. But some of the things that are referenced in the plan are here on the screen. It includes our communicable disease pandemic plan. It's got suicide mental health resources in there, our remote instruction plan, et cetera. Last year, we added the plan for sudden cardiac arrest. So I shared this plan with the committee. We met. We went through everything in the presentation. Our committee consists of 36 members, runs the gamut across the board of Ed members, the superintendent, all the assistant superintendents, all the school principals, et cetera. It's a great group. We've got representatives from law enforcement in there as well. They really can help contribute to making our plan better and our committee better as well, and the district's health and safety plans and procedures. So the members of the team here are generally appointed at the August meeting, so our current team is appointed August 2025. No real changes to the plan this year. It's the first time in the 3 years I have been here that there haven't really been any material changes. We did have to make a couple of changes in there because we're changing our before and after school provider, and we're adding another school to our UPK program. And so that stuff is referenced in the plan, so we had to make those updates. In terms of the timeline, so the plan was approved by the Health and Safety Committee May 29th. This is our required public hearing. The 30-day comment period opens up tomorrow. We may just leave. The plan was to have the board adopt the health and safety plan at the August 12th meeting and appoint the safety team for next year. So we may keep that plan, or if we change our July meeting, we may rethink that. And then we send it up to the state, as well as sending up the building level emergency response plans. We send those to the state police, and to local police as well. If anyone is interested in reviewing the document, it is up, posted on the website. Here's how you can find it. If you do have any comments, anyone has comments, please, you can call me or email me and share those with me as well. And that's really it. Any questions from the board?
Any of the board members have any questions? Okay, thank you. At this time, we will take public comments related to the safety hearing only. Okay, seeing no one at the microphone, this concludes our safety hearing. We will now reopen the regular meeting. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Dr. Lynch.
Thank you, Mrs. Danino. So I'll just do my my final report on the board goals. So I think our April meeting was our best one because we saw the profile of the owl in action. So I'm just going to talk through some of the things that we did this year in the to associate to those three board goals. So the first board goal was to embed the profile of the owl into curriculum and instruction. So some of the major projects that went on this year is we now have a consistent secondary curriculum guide that covers grades 6 through 12. That is encompassing both the middle schools and the high school, and companion scopes and sequence for all of the departmental work that goes on beyond it. So I thank the faculty for all their work. It's a lot of, if this were carpentry, this is the dirty work of education, and I'm really proud of some of the thinking that was done and committed to paper. We also did a phenomenal job with the Writing Revolution, K through 12, a full articulation, and I can tell you in observing some of these tenured teachers, they're using it in reality, so that was another thing that aligned because that came out of the profile of the owl, was the need for a common K-12 vocabulary of how we speak about writing. We started a comprehensive PD system, so the elementary teachers concentrated on the Writing Revolution this year, and our secondary teachers created professional learning committees where they actually embraced the profile of the owl and they started to embed it, started to see some interdisciplinary work going on, and all of that was in service of the profile of the owl. So I think a lot of good work was done this year. I think we're starting to talk the vision. I think people are able to really to know what the 4 pillars are: creative and critical thinking, social emotional learning, real world skills, and global citizenship. And we're seeing that evidenced, most importantly, in the work of children that appear here on this stage every single month. So I thank everyone for their work with the profile. Our second board goal was to implement a multi-tier system of support to do a second stage. And what the second stage is all about is just awareness and talking about it. I think primarily it was being done by our PPS staff, our pupil personnel, our social workers, our psychologists, our guidance counselors, Mrs. Boyce and her team, Mrs. Sabin and the psychologist. So I thank you for all your work. We're going to move that more formally next year to an actual plan, and we're going to, you'll all see the triangle. It's what all kids are exposed to, what some kids need is intervention, and then the top tier of who needs sustained intervention. So it's still kind of conceptual, but I'm kind of happy with the work because, again, this is some of the pick and shovel work that needed to be done. And our final goal was to rebrand Compact Shared Decision Making. We rebranded it, and their committees were meeting at each of the levels. All of the schools, we implemented common shared decision making between North and South for shared visions of one middle school on 2 campuses. I'm going to hear that a lot next year, just so you all know that there is one middle school on 2 campuses. And a lot of that work was done by shared decision making, and all of that is posted on the website. So there was a lot of good work done. Was it done perfectly? It was done well. And I think that's really the goal, because sometimes perfect is the enemy of the good. They taught me that in graduate school. So we moved, and I'm really proud of the work that we did. Jackson, remember that when you get to college, because if you're anything like me, there are going to be times when you're staring at a screen and you're petrified to start because you're afraid of not being perfect. Vomit on the page. And Mr. O'Brien, right? You got through law school. Just start. And you move, and things move in the right direction. So those are the 3 goals. So I thank for all the work that was done there. Any comments from the board on the goals? Okay, I also have.
The curriculum guide, I was looking that over. It's phenomenal. I just was curious, how do we let everyone see that? I think that it's great, it's probably on the website, I know. 'cause
It's on the
I
website,
Don't
yep.
study it often, but I think it's something that should go out through Parent Square, maybe at the different levels, at the start of the year. I just think it's a good document. Some people might really want to look
Okay,
at it
that's
and
great,
just
great
push it out
suggestion.
in another way.
Great. Also, I'm happy to announce that Lynbrook High School has been raised from a silver level college board school to a gold level. And what's really important here is that means that 65% of the kids in our graduating cohort take an AP exam. So that's kind of a good, and not only that, 35% have to score a 3 or higher, and at least 10% have to have took 5 or more. So it really is a commitment, and again, to the wonderful teachers that are putting that work together. So we're kind of really happy about that. I'd now like to call upon Mr. Benedetto and Mr. Kirschenberg. They have an exciting announcement to make on behalf of our teachers union.
Good evening. Craig Kirschenberg, President of the Lynbrook Teachers Association. Nikki DiBenedetto, Social Studies teacher, and we're here, yes, with something exciting. So our state union, New York State United Teachers, has an educational initiative to engage civic readiness. And they made funds available for that purpose. And Nikki did 99.5% of the work. I edited it and applied, and I get to present the check. So I'll let her explain it, but I'm here tonight to present to the Lynbrook School District a check for $2,000 from the Lynbrook Teachers Association, courtesy of New York State United Teachers, for a really exciting plan that was her brainchild and that she's going to bring into action. So I turn it to you.
Thanks. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity to present. My name is Nikki DiBenedetto. I am the Student Government Association Advisor and AP US History teacher. I'm excited to present the project we will be completing this fall using the money we've received from the NYSET Civic Readiness Grant. In partnership with the Nassau County Board of Elections, students will have the unique opportunity to participate in an authentic election experience as part of our student government class officer elections. On September 17th, students will visit the small gym during their social studies classes to cast their votes for their grade level president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. The election will mirror the real voting process, with students completing voter check-in procedures, voting on official ballots created by the Board of Elections, and submitting their ballots through the voting machine. This hands-on civic engagement experience provides students with an understanding of the electoral process and helps prepare them to become informed and active voters when they reach voting age. By participating in a realistic election setting, students gain firsthand knowledge of the responsibilities and privileges of civic participation. I would like to thank, yet again, Terry Moran for her invaluable guidance and support throughout this process, to Mr. Sorosi and Mr. Kirschenberg for bringing this opportunity to my attention, and of course, Mr. Kirschenberg for his assistance with the application process. I look forward to this meaningful experience that will provide our students and to see this vision become a reality. Thank you.
All right, and Dr. Balekas, the curriculum update?
Sure. I have to say congratulations to Mr. Sorosi and the high school team. This year we had 37 students demonstrate the ability to speak 2 different languages, which is recognized by the New York State Seal of Biliteracy. I know in Lynbrook we've had a lot of conversation about the profile of the owl and being global citizens and making certain competencies. This is one of the opportunities from the State Department where kids can demonstrate their competency in 2 different languages, and our team worked really hard to achieve that goal this year. So I'd like to say congratulations to all of them. The next agenda item is also mine, so I'll continue. The title grants earlier today, we had a planning meeting to discuss the proposed use of the Titles 1 through 4 funds for the upcoming school year. We've been using those funds to basically support our student support services. That means that we use Title I for our social workers who help address our students' academic and social emotional needs. Titles 2 and 4 are used to support our Director of School Counseling and Social Work, Mrs. Natasha Boyce, and she provides strong leadership, alignment, and coordination of counseling and support services across the district. Our last part of the fund is for Title 3. This supports our participation in the Nassau BOCES E&L Consortium, which provides access to resources and professional development to strengthen our services for our English language learners. Through these consistent allocations, our district remains committed to prioritizing student well-being, expanding equitable access to student support services, and aligning resources with the broader goals of the profile of the OWL. And I'd like to thank everybody who listened to my spiel earlier today and were able to be part of the process. Thank you.
And capital projects, Mr. Press.
Thank you. There's a lot of work going on this summer, so we'll talk a little bit about that. Right here at the high school, we are in the process of replacing most of the roofs on the different parts of the building. Some of that has started already. North Middle School, we are starting the process of creating, we're converting a classroom into a science classroom to give them the science classroom space that they need up there for our middle school kids. South Middle School, the plan is to replace the track this summer, so we're waiting on a start date for that. West End, just avoid West End this summer. There's a lot of stuff going on at West End this summer, all good stuff. Bathroom renovations going on there. We're replacing the hallway floor tile throughout the building. Where we're going to renovate 3 classrooms there as well, in part to support the continuum of our special education program. We will be starting to replace the PA system at West End so that they have a functioning PA system. The oil tank there will be replaced as well. And we're looking at installing a Gaga pit. The base, the asphalt base will happen this summer, and then we're going to order the actual Gaga pit equipment. And we don't have a set delivery date on that. There will be work starting on the outdoor classroom at West End, so thank you to the West End PTA for their donation, which will be accepted at a future board meeting. We'll be adding some shrubs. The district will be doing that. That'll happen in the fall. Now is not a good time to plant, according to Mr. Seda. Marion Street, there's going to be some work there as well on the irrigation system on the Waverly Avenue side of the building. We're going to replace some of the shrubs and some of those planting areas, replacing some of the end zone fencing that has seen some better days there. It's a little dented and in need of replacement. And then we're in the process of adding, I guess what we're calling turnstiles. There's some entry ways to get onto the field and the turf area. So that's what's happening this summer.
Thank you, Mr. Press. And I realized I missed scope. Dr. Berman? Actually, Terry realized I missed. You're going to hear a theme here. So I know cell phones are technically illegal in all New York State schools, but it's only during school hours. It's really good when the district clerk texts you missed scope.
The district's child care program, operated in partnership for the upcoming school year with Scope Education Services, is moving forward. Registration is currently open for the before and after school care programs. Scope recently hosted a job fair to recruit staff and continues to have employment opportunities available. Information regarding program registration and employment opportunities can be found on the district website.
As part of the licensing process for September, scope representatives will be meeting with the building principals this month to review the site locations and space availability. The district looks forward to this new partnership with Scope and opportunities it will provide for students and families. I also provided the high school administration with some information concerning Scope. They have opportunities for some of our students to be able to participate in the program to help assist and volunteer. There's a scholarship program set up that if students do work for Scope and they put in a certain number of hours, they can receive per year up to $1,000. The $1,000 is not given to them directly, but if they are going off to college, the money then will be sent to the school of choice that they will be entering. So the students do have an opportunity to earn up to $2,000 over the time that they would be here. So that information is available now through the high school. It will be shown up on the TV screen. That's the one I've been seeing, right? It's up there already. So students will have the opportunity to access that information. So thank you.
That's the 25-26 school year. It's a wrap.
Public comment. At this time, I would like to open the floor for public comment. If you come up, please state your name.
Good evening. My name is Emily Coyne, Lynbrook resident and parent. I'm here tonight to talk about elementary class size. I would like to respectfully ask you to consider increasing the amount of sections in the 3rd grade at West End for next school year. This current school year, West End started with a reduction of 3 sections from the previous years, 1 less class in 1st, 2nd, and 4th grade. A fiscally responsible decision made at a time where staff and space utilization were a top priority. Okay, I get it. So what quickly came to light as the school year started was that enrollment numbers overall in September looked drastically different than they did the spring before. In the past 2 years alone, West End has seen an influx of 20 students scattered through all the grades over the summer months. Also, the student counts in September look very different the following June. Over the past 4 years, West End has had an additional 22 to 30 students enroll from grades K through 5 between September and June. So yes, we understand that families do move out of town, but not nearly at the same rate as they move in. And who can blame them, right? Great school, wonderful teachers, supportive community. I can go on and on. The current 2nd grade of 3 sections has class sizes of 23, 23, and 24. Conservatively speaking, if 3 new students enrolled into 3rd grade for next year, we're looking at class sizes hitting 25. That leaves little to no wiggle room for the increases that we have historically seen. You may be thinking that according to board policy, there's plenty of room. Class sizes can go up to 28 before another section needs to be added. The Lynbrook Board of Education class size policy was adopted in February of 1997. What were you doing in February 1997? That's a rhetorical question. I know I've changed a lot and evolved a lot since then. The world is a different place. Children's needs are different, and yet the policy remains the same. I do think the board recognizes the lower grades benefit greatly from smaller classes, and I thank you for including a teacher back into the budget to make it possible for 4 sections in both 1st and 2nd grade at West End for next year. Talking about 3rd grade. 3rd grade is a bridge year. Some school districts categorize 3rd grade as primary, along with K through 2, and others, like Lynbrook, label 3rd grade as intermediate with 4th and 5th. Either way, it's a pivotal year that encompasses drastic amounts of growth and maturity. And only when I became a 6th grade parent could I truly appreciate how much each grade shaped and prepared these students for the year to follow. Having appropriate class sizes makes this preparation possible, and yet looking at just the numbers does not tell the whole story. These students are not just a number. Each child walking through the doors of West End is unique and comes with a myriad of needs required to help them flourish in the classroom. Of the 19 classes, 17 of them are designated SC, ICT, or ENL, with ENL classes particularly experiencing higher class sizes. Part of what makes West End so special is its multiculturalism, where students are taught and celebrate differences while learning patience, empathy, and resilience. Larger class sizes of students with higher needs drastically reduce the individualized attention and support each student receives. This compounding effect often leads to higher teacher burnout, more behavioral disruptions, and reduced academic growth. Our newly hired staff developer has her work cut out for her. I'm thrilled with that hire, by the way. Class sizes should be reasonable so effective differentiation can be learned, practiced, and be able to succeed. Safety, happiness, and the opportunity for each individual student to grow, learn, and thrive at school is the goal. It's about supporting our teachers so they can properly support our students. Thank you for listening, and I appreciate your consideration to add a 4th section to the 3rd grade at West End for next school year.
Thank you for your insight into that. At this time, the board gratefully accepts and acknowledges the following donations: $3,500 from the Community Chest South Shore for use by families of high school seniors who attend the Lynbrook Public Schools to assist with senior class expenses such as yearbooks and prom. $2,268 from Friends of Lynbrook Music to be used to defray the cost of the 8th grade music department trip for both the North and South Middle Schools. At this time, I would like a motion for resolutions 2606C19 through C34, 2606NC1 through NC3, and 2606G1 through 2506G54 on a consent agenda. Mr. Lunar, second Mr. Cullen, all in favor? Thank you. May I have a motion to accept the consent agenda? Mr. Pulaski, second Mr. Murray, all in favor? We also have several walk-in resolutions that were not included on the agenda published on Friday. The agenda has been updated to include the following: 2606G55 for the Frost Valley Supervisors, 2606C35 and C36, Family and Infant Care Leave, 2606NC46, and 2 appointments for 2 maintainers and a typist clerk, and 2606NC7, a leave of absence. May I have a motion to accept these resolutions? Mr. Cullen, second Mr. Murray, all in favor? Our next meeting is the reorganization and regular meeting. It is at this time, July 1st at 6 p.m., but there might be a change in the date. It will be in the Atlantic Avenue Administration Building, so just look. We might be changing the date of that. We want to wish everyone a wonderful end to the school year. Enjoy all the wonderful celebrations for all of those students graduating, and we wish everybody a wonderful and safe summer. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Mr. Murray, second Mr. Pulaski. Go Nick.